Good morning, welcome back to Life of Dave. Sunday morning, back down the boat. So, got about an hour, not long. I just wanted to try these out, have a little clean up and cut some glass, get that ready for Tuesday. So I'm not going to be able to do a lot today. It's not almost not worth popping down really, but I decided, well, if I can get my glass cut and ready, it's something else I ain't got to sort out on Tuesday. But I wanted to try this out. So basically, my plan was, I was thinking, if I can get a pair of these, would they fit under here? So I wanted to try that and see what it was like. And they do, really, so yeah. It was a case of, do I get 4 smaller ones? They do these about a foot long. Or they do this one, it's about 2 and a bit foot, 2.5 foot, something like that. I was thinking if I pop one of them under there, so these have got a sensor on them. I'm wondering what that would light up the boat like, so like a little underlighter. I've got some strip LEDs that I can control from a switch as well. Yeah, don't do too bad there. Or I was thinking along the top there. But these ones you can change colour. And they're dimmable as well. So you can, you had a pair of these lighting up in here. That lights up this side. You don't want anything too bright so it's dazzling. But yeah, you could have some under there, some up there. Just a thought, I just wanted to see how well it lights it up. So I'm not taking the cover off, so close to night time as we're going to get really, in the day. So yeah, fairly dark. And then we've got that up there, so that doesn't light the full boat, so one of them's definitely no good. Yeah, we can't just have one light. Wherever I put that, it lights it up, you can see, but it doesn't light up fully. So we need more light than that, for sure. But yeah, no, these fit nicely across there, so I could fit them up top. I like the underneath the cupboard look as well, so maybe like as a downlighter. But yeah, I've got some LEDs I was thinking of running along there. But the good thing about these is they're sensor lights as well. So that goes on to night sensor mode, so that should come on when it's dark. And you've also got day sensor mode. So that'll come on even if it's daylight and you walk past it, that'll come on in the daylight as well. So yeah, not bad. For about £12 these were. I don't know what that is in dollars. If you're in America or something, probably about $15. So not bad at all really. Quite a nice little light. I'll say you can change the colours and it's a sensor light as well. Fantastic. So yeah, it's got on constant, and then you've got sensor mode for night time and sensor mode for daytime. So yeah, brilliant. Nice little light. Right, I'm going to get the cover opened up so I can actually see what I'm doing at work, and we're going to get some glass cut. Back in a moment. A little chilly this morning, so we've got some heat on. Okay, so last time down we got all this sanded, finally. So pretty much done, ready to gel coat. There's a couple of little pinholes in it, a couple of little low spots over there need taking care of. Honestly, I could just gel coat it and they'd be fine, but being a bit fussy, I don't want to see a big dip there in the paint standing out looking at me every time I look at it. It'll just annoy me. So it will be taken care of. So this is all pretty much ready to go. There's a little bit there, wants a tiny bit more sanding or a bit more filler in. One of the two, it's a little bit rough there before that can be glassed. Probably just a tiny skim of filler, so we're going to hot coat that, skimming that in. A little bit there as well. So what we'll do is before we put any glass on, we'll just put a little dab of filler in there, or fairing compound of some sort, either the bonding paste or the fair polyfair, and yeah, we'll slap that in there and then glass straight over the top of it, and that will sort that out. So I think we're pretty much ready to go. We'll clean it all up where I'm going to glass. So I want to be able to glass all down here, all along the front here, get all this done, and this front section here tied back in, and hopefully all the way around the hatch as well. That's my plan. If I get that done, then you know it's going to be starting down here. All this has got to be cleaned back, so that's more sanding, and then I'm going to glass from here down to, or no, say here, you know, and we'll get this lot glassed in. Before I put my lockers in, I want this all sealed up, so we'll clean all that off, glass it, probably gel coat it this time, so that it's all ready to go on the inside, and then I'll only need to sand the areas where I'm going to be sticking my bonding paste and glassing it in, you know, so that it's all roughed up. But if I can get it all prepped and cleaned and salted, that will save me a lot of work. Yeah, but I was thinking if I gel coat it beforehand, it probably make the backside a little easier to deal with when I come to sticking them in, because I had to do in here, trying to stand in there is awkward. So yeah, I'm just thinking ahead, little steps I can do to maybe save me a little bit of time and make my life a bit easier.
Right, so one other thing I wanted to do was I kept the tube off the old roll. I want to transfer that onto there, because this one hasn't got a tube in it, and it's going to get crushed and all out of shape. It's already gone a bit flat. I don't know what the zoom's like, but not the most exciting thing. I've just got to re-roll my glass. It's getting flattened. Like Christmas, isn't it? Right, we're in. Where's the end? There it is. Right, so I want that on there. Like I say, it's losing its shape, it's getting all squashed. I don't want it getting all ruined. This might take me a minute, but it'll be worth it. Much easier if you've got somewhere you can lay this out and roll it, you know, big table or something. I haven't. I've got a tiny little boat. I can't do it outside, it's wet out. The one thing you can't do is let this get wet. No. That's an absolute no-no. Why I've left all the windows in the boat and all of that, because I've got to keep it dry in here while I'm working on it. That's better. Not worried if it goes a little squirrely on the ends. It's not a masterpiece. I'm rolling glass up. It's not got to be neat. I just want it on the roll so it ain't getting all squashed flat. Look at the middle of that, look. It's not how I want my glass stored. It's, you know, gonna get ruined. Okey-dokey. So brush length in a bit, we'll trim that off on that line there. Now shears. Shear length in a bit. We'll go off of there. So this bit, it's got to tuck in up here. Go down there, but I'm probably going to have to cut it and do it in sections, because otherwise what I'm going to end up with is an unmanageable amount of glass hanging upside down that doesn't want to stick where I want it to go. Right, so I'm going to do the centre section first, avoiding the corners, I think. And I'll cut a little section to go into the corners. That'll probably make it easier to work. So then we can glass that in there. So this edge has got to be torn, because I'm going to need to overlay this slightly to feather the edge out. Not bad. Right, so doing it this way, it's never going to be exact where it meets. It's all hanging down. It's not like laying it, working underneath, like downwards. That'll do. I'll just feather that edge off a wee bit, so that when that goes in here, I'm going to put a section of glass down there. I want it to all overlap nicely and blend in. Right, so we've come to the edges there. I'm going to do these corner bits. I'll tie that in, I'll put a bit in there and a little bit to the corner to tie it together. So that's my front section. I want to do this section here. So that there. So I know roughly where that bit of glass is coming to. That's all that's for. Not got to be exact. Just so I can overlap it a little bit, gives me an idea how far I've got to go. Right, so next section, it's got to go from the window, that edge. So this is a high spot. So as long as it sticks up to there, I can grind this bit off, sand back through that to taper it off to this edge. Let's get a rough shape on the window. So even if I cut this out exactly to fit in there, what will happen is once I've got the resin soaked into it and I start rolling it out, it will stretch the cloth out. So yeah, it won't fit anyway. It'll oversize it. I suppose ideally, I mean, if you're looking to make it correct, then you probably want to make it a little bit smaller than the area you want to cover. Because like I say, once you put the glass on and start rolling it out, this will thin out, it will stretch out, and it will get thinner and it will grow. A bit like rolling a sheet of dough. It's going to grow on you. Right, that'll do that. So that gives me my top section there. A little bit down there, just got to tear that edge to feather it. But the only thing I've got to sort out now is this corner. That isn't going to tuck into there. Never going to happen. Ain't happening. Never going to happen. I'm going to remove that section. We're not even going to attempt to glass that corner with the sheet that's going around the rest of it. No way. Not happening. I know it's going to mess up. It ain't going to work. So of course you've also got to get this back in the position you cut it for when you glass it. See, these little bits will roll round to a point, but not easily. I'll cut that back a bit more. I don't want that having to bend round that corner. It's just going to crease up the material, and that will be another void. We'll be back where I bloody started from. There you go. So wispify all the edges there. Yeah, right. So what you do is you cut it all out neatly, and then tear it all to craps. It's all rough around the edges. We're rough enough on that edge. With it like that, you can blend it in better. It's a lot easier than with a rough, hard, like a hard, solid edge that you cut out with the shears. The only edge that I've got hard edge to is around the window, and that will grow anyway. That will stick over the side, but it will just make it easier to see where I'm cutting. So this is all wispy now, so any little bits that stick over the edge here will fold round this lip. So I know where this comes to because we're covering that. It can only come down to the front. And the other place I've got a mark where it comes to is down here. We're coming down to there. I know it mixes into a corner, so it don't matter, and we're overlapping there. So that one is done. I know it doesn't cover this corner. We've got to cut some glass to go in there. But what I'll probably do is put a couple of bits in here just to sort that corner out. So we'll rough that up. And that'll overlap like so. Yeah, see, that'll do that. Then go into that corner there and just wrap it underneath and tie it into that glass that we've put in there and there. That'll do that. And you can always take a couple of little bits if you need to afterwards and just dob that in there. And that way we ain't going to get air voids where we're trying to fold this round and it all starts creasing. As soon as you start trying to wrap that round here as well, you've got to cut it, or a bit like wallpapering or wrapping presents at Christmas, it ain't going to conform around the edge, you know, it's just going to all curl up. Alright, so we've got our front section and that one. Now I need one for this side. Again, with these straight sections, I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'll do that as a separate section. Pop my little corner piece in there. Put a straight run on there. And then put a corner piece in there. I've got this edge there that I've got to take out and redo. But this one, I've got to tie in this edge. That will take care of that. Get a good bit of glass on there. The wispy bits fold out onto the other section. That's it. Now I'll trim this section off because I don't need this much up top. Now that should fit in there hunky dory. Beautiful. There we go. That will tie into there. We can fair that in and lose that edge into there. Might have to put a little bit of a build up of fairing on there to just get that to transition to there, because unfortunately that's half finished. But yeah, we can do that. That'll work. And that just thins the end out, so you've not got a solid hard line there. When you glass two sheets together with solid hard lines, you can see the line. When you tear it, that line just merges back with the other sheet and disappears. You don't get a hard line. Gives you a much better finish when you're putting the glass together. You won't see the join there. So it almost weren't worth coming down, but I thought, well, if I can get some of this done, it's a bit less I've got to do on Tuesday. As you can already see, this has taken me the best part of an hour just to cut a few bits of glass, you know. So that's time on Tuesday that I can spend sticking it in, hopefully. There. That'll work better. I'll manage to get this bit, that will take care of my corner up to there. Then I've only got to put a bit in to the actual corner. I can feed in the next one down there. But I haven't got that crease, so I've split it down there instead. I'm going to feather this edge off. That's way too much overlap, so I'm going to trim that down there. So that will go into there. Beautiful. Then we can trim that round. Go, it's all done. That should now fit in there, up to the window. Feather that into there, beautiful. Lose that into that edge. I mean, this bit here has been faired up as well, so there is glass there, so I only need to glass it from down there, so I haven't got to go right into that. Once I get this stuck in place, I can always touch in little edges and corners with another bit if I need to. I just need to get the bulk of it up there. Right, there we go, so that's my left and right sides done. And one of my strips there. We're coming down to there, see my line. I'm going to overlap that. I'm down to there. I'm going to drop that shot. I'm not going to try to tie it in to this edge. I'm just going to do that straight bit. We'll tie that in with a small bit. About there. Cut it a little bit short. That should come down to there. Beautiful. Got to feather that edge off. There we go. So I could just glass that in like that and just trim that all off. So I'll feather the bottom edge. That'll go in at the top there and blend in. Feather just down the side slightly so that it doesn't create a hard edge there and there. And the same at the bottom so we don't get an edge there and the other side. So where it overlaps these bits, I don't want an edge there. Yeah, it will show up the line. That's all trimmed there. Beautiful. That'll come down to there, and then we'll go across this bottom section, just picking up the bottom edge of that. So if you can't tear your cloth, this didn't want to tear that way, turn it round, try it the other way, and it will go from the other side. So that should now fit in there, pretty good. So this side's just a bit wispy, it doesn't matter, we're going to trim that down there. Got a hard edge this side, but that doesn't matter, we're going to trim that down there, and I've wisped off this corner and these two top corners there so that that all fits. That's that done. So that way we can get the top all glassed in. I've just got this bottom edge then to sort out on the sides. So down here we'll put a bit in there. You can see because of the angles, you do that, that's going to loop out. You ain't got to get rid of that, so you've got to cut it to fit. And that's easier if you tear it and get it all wispy, and then you can just dog bits in. All under here has been glass, so I only need to cover this front edge, and then I can sand this back to there and just lose that, tidy that up. I don't want to be tucking it underneath and redoing this because I've already done that. Got to get a bit of resin run down there, but hey ho, I'll put a bit of tape under there maybe. Right, okay, we're getting there. Right, so these bits, I just sort of need to tear out a few sections of cloth. I've got to build up this edge, got a low spot there. So what I'll do is I'll put a couple of bits of cloth in there like so, and then maybe a piece where that comes down, I'll overlap that as one to try and just transition that there. So that'll do me for that.
Right, so we've got all the glass cut out anyway, so most of it's ready to go. I've got a few bits left that I need to do, but I'm out of time. But that's taken best part of an hour for me to do all of that. So that's an hour's work that I haven't got to waste on Tuesday. I can come down, finish the few little bits that I need to get ready, and then I can start cleaning it all up, get it all acetoned and get it glassed in. If I've got to come down Tuesday and sit here cutting out glass, it's going to take best part of an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it all ready before I can start doing anything. That's a big part of my day gone. If I can come down Tuesday and my glass is all ready to go, all I've got to do is acetone it up, mix up some resin and start laying the glass. You know, that's a massive advantage. So on Tuesday, hopefully, I'll be able to get a lot more done. So although I only had an hour today, it's done me a big favour come Tuesday. It saved me a lot of time. Thank you for watching Life with Dave. I'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.